Hello everyone and welcome to my channel Knitted Art History, where I am sitting telling you some art history stories while knitting. And well, welcome to another video where we are going to be talking about another extraordinary and amazing and respected and famous during her lifetime artist, Henriette Ronner-Knip. So you can see by the title of this video. So I am not sure how many of you are familiar with her, because I found out about her myself just like few weeks ago, when I was actually trying to search bit by bit some kind of topics that I can talk about during my vacations in university. But not like vacation, I need to write my master degree final paper actually, but still I hope that I will be able to do at least like few videos during these few months that I'm like off studying. And well, so I found about her, like I saw her works, and I genuinely never heard about her. I genuinely never saw her works. So it was a surprise for me when I started to read those those like little bits of info that we have about her, and how actually again amazing she was and awarded she was, because she had like a lot of awards and recognition during her lifetime. And I will, to be honest, I will stop at the end of the video about this. Like I will sit and read you everything, all of the award that she got during her lifetime. But well, as usually as it is in this world, women like that are being very they're being forgotten very fast. So yeah, so today we're gonna revive her name a little bit. Well, I guess some of you who are very interested in the paintings of animals and well, stuff like that, her, because today we're going to be talking about paintings of cats and dogs and puppies and kittens and everything. So I will link down below a few of the books that you can, it's like not really books about her, it's just overall, like one of them will be, it's more like the album of her works, because obviously I will not be able to put all of her works in this video, and others are just, they're not specifically about her, but there is some mentions about her in those books. And just this is overall books about like animals. So if you're interested and you really like paintings of animals, I think it will be interesting for you also. There's like not a lot of info about her. It's kind of like the information is kind of full. You can kind of imagine her life or what's going on, but still you would think that a woman like that would have more publications dedicated to her, more articles and everything like that, but well, as usually. Yeah, so without further me mumbling and everything, I think that we can actually start. So I will sit and knit today. I'm knitting myself a what is this, a scarf? How do you call it? A scarf, yeah, I believe. So in this like mosaic technique, and because I'm practicing, I want to make a sweater like that, but I don't like this yarn, so I decided that, but I already bought it, so I think I decided that I will have to make something out of this. And yeah, and it looks, it looks fine from inside out, so it will be interesting on both sides. So yeah, so without further ado, let's start our video today. Henriette Ronner-Knip, she was born in Amsterdam in a family of artists herself. So her father, Joseph August Knip, he actually started his career in a studio of his own father, and in 1801 he went to Paris, where he was painting a lot of different landscapes. Then in 1809 he actually got to, for a few years, to Rome, and he was painting different Roman monuments, different landscapes also, etc., in this like neoclassical style, as we can say. And in 1813 then he returned to the Netherlands. So after that, during this period of time up to 1823, he found himself a wife and they got married. Yeah, he found a woman, they got married, and she became his wife, obviously. And yeah, so they had 2 children. One of them was a boy named August and a girl, Henriette. So in 1823 they moved to Paris again. However, 4 years later they came back to the Netherlands, because because the father's eyesight started to deteriorate very rapidly, and by 1832 he was actually completely blind. So they moved from The Hague to Brabant then, and here unfortunately in 1847 then he died. So Henriette Knip, she showed a talent for drawing starting from a very young age, so from like 5 years old, something like that. And she was just, I suppose, being in a studio of her father and just, copying his works, his sketches also and stuff like that. And her father, he actually was very serious about her education, so he took her talent very seriously, and so he started to teach her. And under the guidance of her blind father, she started to draw more and more. She was actually, working from dusk until dawn, and her father was constantly telling that, you need to sacrifice certain stuff to become very respectful and successful. And as she became older, she started to realize that her father's lessons, actually, lessons and some instructions and stuff like that, they gave her more than any, prestigious art academy could have. So Henrietta, she learned very quickly, and by the age of 16 she was already participating in the annual exhibition in Düsseldorf, where she actually sold one of her works. I don't know whether it's the first ever sold work or not, but she sold one of her works where the painting of a kitten on a window. After that, she became a regular participant in different exhibitions in the Netherlands and Germany. She was very talented and could depict, could quickly, create a painting on different topics like, some landscapes, some still lifes, some, paintings of castles, of farms, portraits, and etc., etc. However, her main interest was in the domain of animal paintings. So she preferred to paint just, some sheep, horses, poultry, cows, and etc., etc. And her characteristic features at that time were precision and attention to details. She also used some dark colors in her paintings for quite a while, actually, in her art career, and it is believed that this is, kind of an influence of her father's neoclassical style. Overall, her works can be divided on 3 periods. The first one is the period where she was basically painting everything, like different subjects. Second period is dogs period, where she dedicated 15 years of her life, of her career, to paint dogs. And the third one is, what she's mostly known for now is her cats painting, like cats period, as we can say. So dogs became the main subject of her paintings in 1845, and critics were very generous in praising her painting technique, and although her paintings of dogs are less known now, as than those of the cats, they are no less interesting, obviously. Then in 1850, just like that, she married a man, Secord Ronner, and they moved from Brabant to Brussels, where they then had 6 children. During the first years of their married life, he actually was very ill and very, very sick, and so Henrietta became responsible for the family income again. As far as I understood, her husband, he took care just overall of business and selling all of this, while for Henrietta to focus freely on, just on being in a studio and painting, all of that. So it is said that she was again painting from early mornings into late nights, and these efforts were not in vain. Henrietta often depicted one of the distinctive features of the life of poor farmers and traders, the dog sledes. So which were, they were used because of lack of sufficient horsepower for poor people. And this means of transportation actually was still used throughout 19th century. And In these works already we can see some kind of, you know, influence of romanticism, and one of the best works of this period, of this like, dog period, as I said, it's the work of 1860, which is called Death of a Friend, or La Mort d'une Amie. It is in Brussels now, in the Museum of Fine Arts, and so I mean it was exhibited also back then in Brussels. And so this painting depicts an old merchant who mourns the death of one of his dogs. But she was not painting obviously just the working dogs. She was very fond of depicting more chic, as we can say, you know, dogs. She was keen to paint the pampered pets of the wealthy middle class and even royals, actually. So I will read you one quote. With an eye for the details, she was able to capture the likeness as well as the mood of dogs in domestic interiors, creating canine portraits dropped into richly painted backgrounds. So after this exhibition where she presented this painting, The Death of a Friend, she gained a reputation as an animal painter and received many commissions from very influential people. Among them that was the King of Hanover, of Prussia, Portugal, and etc. In 1876 she painted 2 of the favorite dogs of Belgian Queen, and thus gained the reputation among among the relatives of the queen. Like for example, the Countess of Flanders, she also commissioned like a portrait of her favorite dogs to Henrietta. But despite her growing popularity, she and her family they continued to live modestly and eventually turned her attention to another beautiful pet. This happened after 1870, when a cat appeared in the artist's house and you know, won her attention completely with, you know, with its movement, with its attitude, with this moods, looks, was also the relationship that they had among one another. And all of this were then accurately depicted in her paintings. In addition, these pets were very popular among, you know, popular with middle-class city dwellers, and paintings sold very well. She moved in this direction, painting either sleepy or playful cats using the same dark colors actually at this point, until, however, the surge in modernist movement called her art boring and conservative, and it is believed that after that her paintings became a bit more lighter in color, and she also you know, abandoned the strict abandoned her strictly constructed composition. So with these paintings of cats, she achieved a fame throughout Europe as a painter of cat families, and her works started to rise in price even more. So there is this story actually that one of the customers, he really wanted to buy some particular work. I have no idea what work precisely, because it was not mentioned anywhere, but it was said that he wanted to buy this work, and he was ready to pay 1,500 guilders, which is an insane amount of money back then, because the researchers of this era also, they say that you could have actually lived a whole year and like live very, well, not lavishly, but pretty good, you know, you could have had a really good life just on 500 guilders per year. Yeah, and someone was proposing 1,500 for one painting. So it's amazing. It's crazy actually. And it's just overall interesting that, you know, people kept cats as pets at this point for thousands of years, but just in 19th century they you know, started to find them appealing. And the bourgeoisie took the cats now in their living rooms from the outhouses and barns, and the cats became members of their families, even though it is said that the superstitions against cats as, you know, the representation of evil and especially witchcraft was very strong in the countryside, so especially like the black cats. However, Ronner-Knip, she was not showing this like any of the superstitions on her paintings. She portrayed the lovable and cuddly side of the cats mostly, And again, like I want to quote that the drawing rooms of a successful bourgeoisie families was no place for a picture of roaring lions, but as the success of Henriette Ronner-Knip shows, it was perfect for purring cats. It was just because they are willful and discerning that the bourgeoisie welcomed cats into their drawing rooms and their social circles. They too were liberals. I really like this quote. I mean, I don't know, it's so funny actually, to be honest. But yeah, so you see, Henrietta's cats, they were not also scratchy street cats. She showed exclusively beautiful cats with glossy coats, so she too obviously preferred the pedigree cats, the ones that was favorite for the favorite of the bourgeoisie, and the one that will be sold very well. So up to her death, she was then working just on cat paintings and selling them, and was like very successful woman. She died on it's either February 28 or March 2nd of 1909 in Brussels. So unfortunately, different sources, there's telling different stuff. But she died a very respected and recognized artist. And as I said at the beginning, I really want just to read to you the list of her like awards basically, and how famous and recognized she was. So in 1850 she was elected a member of the Artist Magister for her services to the society. Then in 1857 she received a silver medal in The Hague, a year later a bronze medal in Dijon. In 1861 then Henriette was awarded 3 medals, a silver medal in Metz, a gold medal in The Hague, and the grand gold medal in Lyon. At the end of 1862 she was elected a member of the Academy of Painting and Graphics in Rotterdam. In 1864 she received a bronze medal in Nancy and a silver medal in Rouen. These were followed by a gold medal and a certificate of honor at the International Exhibition in Porto in 1865. And this is like just the middle of the list. So 3 years later she received a silver medal in Havre and a gold medal in Amsterdam. In 1873 she was awarded the art medal at the World Exhibition in Vienna, and a year later was presented with the unique Medal of Merit by the King of Holland. In 1866 she received the art medal at the Philadelphia Exhibition, 2 gold medals at Antwerp and Amsterdam in 1879 and 1880 respectively. So Amsterdam again honored her with a gold medal in 1883, and in the same year Edinburgh awarded her a silver medal. In 1887 she was awarded the Cross of the Order of Leopold II by the King of Belgium, an honor that was very, very rarely bestowed upon a woman, again obviously. And in 1909 she became a Knight of the Order of Orange Nassau in the Netherlands. So Henriette Ronner-Knip's paintings are in the major museums now, such as again the Fine Art Museum in Brussels and museums in Amsterdam and Hague and etc. And also it's said that a lot of them are in private collections. So I think it's a very impressive list of awards for a woman of this time. And I just really, when I was reading that, I was like reading, and it kept going. And I was like, oh my god, that's amazing. Very good for her. And so today's video might be on this a little bit shorter than usually, but still I think that it's a very, sometimes it's nice to talk about something like that, even though there's not a lot of information and not a lot of stuff, but but at least beautiful cats and beautiful dogs. It's never a boring theme to talk about cats and dogs. So I hope that you liked today's topic, and I hope you liked today's paintings that I showed you. And I think that in the nearest future we will go through some kind of a bit more unknown maybe artists, I don't know, just overall topics that are not so vast, and so I will be able to prepare something pretty fast, because you know I also, so at this point, want to talk a little bit about art and still, you know, keep myself in this field a bit, because I'm now in physical anthropology, so I'm now constantly just looking on bones, working with human remains, with human bones, from, you know, like, I'm working right now with the period of time of 10th, 13th century. So yeah, so sometimes I'm sitting and I'm like, oh, I want to look at certain paintings, you know. Even though I really like them, I would say that I love my my a little bit dead people, but sometimes you need to look at the paintings of little kittens and puppies and stuff like that. So yeah, so I hope that you liked this video today and you discovered a new artist for yourself also. And again, I will list down a few books in the description, so don't forget to look into that. And I hope to see you in the next videos. Bye bye.